Let's talk about Cody Rhodes first. Getting beaten down by Brock Lesnar the day after WrestleMania 39. You'll have seen it. Lesnar originally comes out very pally. This is Raw the week before as we record this. With Cody at the beginning of the night, then he turns on him at the end of the night. One of the longest beatdowns of all time. And then last Monday... In fact, actually, let's just focus on that. What do you think of that booking the day after WrestleMania?
Okay, I can see the Cody-Brock alliance. I can kind of see that. But how long do you have to beat a guy down before somebody, and I've said this before, Cody Rhodes must not have one friend in that whole dressing room. Because years ago, when we would beat a guy down, after a point, you would have some help come. And sometimes the help would get the crap beat out of it. And sometimes, the attacker would back up. And there is a point of, I think they hit the Rubicon. I think the point of no return. After a while, nobody cared. You can actually beat somebody too much. And that's what I think. I think they were trying to really get Brock back in the beast mode. But I think him turning should have been the biggest surprise, not how long he beat him down. So, and would I have beat Cody that much? No, nowhere close. I may have went half that time and then have some guys show up, because half these guys showing up now, they're future opponents of Brock too. Cody might get hurt. You don't know, but I would have done half that, and I think you'd have had a bigger return on it. My opinion.
Would you have booked that at all? Would you have said Cody maybe should continue going after Roman Reigns? Because now they've just split Cody, like this whole story from the Rumble to WrestleMania has now just got a chapter end on it, and now there's a completely new chapter. Is this just something to sort of spread out the story further, or would you have continued to have him go after Roman?
Well, I don't understand the purpose of that either. Now, I would have kept those two together somewhat and put him in some tag teams, and Roman put some stipulations on him. And if you do this and do this, then he finally gets another shot. But after a while, you do hit that point. I just talked about it. The point of no return, when the people said, okay, I know you're stringing us along, but give us something. Because they're going to have to put it on Cody at one point. I think now, after looking at it, I think it might go a completely different direction, and another person wins the title before Cody. So actually, Roman Reigns retires without Cody Rhodes ever beating him, which really sets something up for 2 years down the line. Now, years ago, we didn't book a year in the future. Hell, we didn't know if we was going to be alive a year in the future, or even 6 months. We would book probably no more, if you had a big show coming up, no more than a month or 6 weeks in advance. Now, of course, we didn't have the contract system, so, if you book too far in advance, hell, the guy might get pissed off. One of your performers might get pissed off and leave. Then you built this big deal for him, and all of a sudden he's in another territory. He's gone. He's been gone. So that was one thing, they didn't book that far in advance, because the guy could just get up and walk out the door.
Well, apparently you can do that in WWE as well. Didn't what was she called? Sasha Banks. She just decided she didn't want to turn up, and they let her out.
And I never understood that, but that is one of the downfalls of WWE, that they get this feeling that you can't do business without them, I guess. Are they trying to prove a point? But they don't get paid if they leave, do they?
How it used to be was, if you get out of your contract early somehow, don't you forfeit 3 months worth of pay-per-view residuals or merchandise and stuff like that, because there's they pay you a quarter afterwards, probably just to keep you there, and so you don't want to lose money in the first place.
I don't know how it works now, But if you're on contract and you're not injured and you don't come to work, I mean, if they were going to pay you, that would be an incentive to walk out. You may be getting ready to walk out in a year anyway. And you said, "Oh, I'll just walk out and they'll still send me a check."
We both watched WrestleMania 39, both did a review of it, and, well, you know, I asked you questions at least, and somehow this one completely missed my eye, is that at one point Cody Rhodes was lying defeated in the ring, and then someone threw a rubber chicken in the ring at him. Did you see this? I totally missed it.
I didn't see that. I heard about it, but I think that is a throwback to his AEW days, where he would throw his belt out there and they'd throw the belt back, or he would throw something out there, they would throw it back. I don't know what throwing it back means. That we don't want it. I don't know. But you didn't see that in AEW, like he would throw something out there and all of a sudden they'd throw it back. It became like a regular thing.
It was this isn't to do about a rubber chicken. Apparently one was thrown at him before at one point many years ago. But when Pat Patterson used to be in the ring, or Vince McMahon, this is during the Attitude Era, someone would always throw a lemon at them. And there's several episodes of Raw, or there's even one of the Royal Rumble 1999 where Vince McMahon, close up, is begging off from Steve Austin, and then someone launches a lemon and it hits him right in the side of the neck.
Wow. Well, I missed that. But see, throwing lemons, throwing rubber chickens, throwing T-shirts back in, that's one thing. I've talked about my Puerto Rican days. Brother, they would throw everything that wasn't nailed down. They would throw rocks, bottles. They'd take those plastic cups they would get drinks in, and they all played baseball year round, and they'd wad it up and they'd throw it. They'd throw glass. Man, it was dangerous. Just getting a lemon thrown at you, you get hit with it, yeah, it might hurt. But what if they threw a piece of glass and caught you in the eye, the ear, the neck? So this is me in Puerto Rico most of the time. And somebody said, "When did you start wearing a poncho?" That's when I started wearing a poncho in Puerto Rico, because it offered protection. Even on the way to the ring, I had a big hat, and the crowd's over here. I would turn my hat down to face the crowd, pull my poncho up, and I could hear the stuff. You could feel it hitting on that poncho. So if I hadn't had that poncho on, it'd be hitting me. So they would take the poncho back during the match. Now coming back, now they're just freshly rejuvenated and hated me more, but I didn't have anything to block it. I have walked to the dressing room and the guy would be beating my ass up and he'd be backing up because I would put his back to the crowd and go to the dugout. That's how we'd have to get out of the stadium.
I'm surprised you didn't start wearing a suit of armor like Lanny Poffo did.
Lanny was ahead of the curve.